Good morning, everyone. Today's Thursday, August the 11th, and this is day 30 of my Colorado thru hike. Just walking away from camp. It's about 6:30 in the morning, which I think this might be the actual earliest start that I've ever done. Today I will need to hike about 4.1 miles to complete segment 17, and this is from Sargent's Mesa to Highway 114. The main goal will be to complete the next segment, which is 18. 18 is 13.9 miles with 1,447 feet up and 1,534 feet down. Hoping to get some miles completed today. Not sure what the temperature is. I didn't check this morning. It was a little bit nippy. Don't know if you can see way down in the background. But way up on top of a ridge. The wind died down about dusk and stayed relatively calm all night. My first task today will be to get water. As I mentioned yesterday, this section through here is extremely dry. So about 3 to 4 miles before I get to water source. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I have 2 full liters, and I'll go ahead and fill up the other 2 liter because I think it's going to be scarce in this next segment also. So anyway, I'm getting ready to go down a pretty good sized descent for a while, and need to get the trekking poles out, so I will check back later. Hello, Mr. Bunny. Good morning. Well, still making my way down this descent here. It's been a little over 30 minutes. I am glad to that I went ahead and camped at the top of that peak last night. There's been absolutely no campsites so far. They're probably down at the bottom of this descent. But last night I really enjoyed that campsite. It was bright, it was dry, it was in pine needles. Got the last bit of sun for the day. Got the first bit of sun rays this morning. I was a little bit concerned about the wind, but the wind died down as soon as the sun went down. So it was one of the better campsites I think that I've had so far. When I was packing up this morning, there were 2 deer standing off watching me, just standing there watching. And as soon as I tried to get my camera out, they took off. So it looks like I'm a little over 2 miles, 2.5 miles to the end of this segment, and then segment 17, and then I'll be able to start segment 18, which is the one I would like to get through for the day. Doesn't look like it's too much up and down, so previous people have made comments that it's a good segment to get some miles in on, so that is the goal for today. And just working my way down here, hoping there's 2 or 3 potential water sources coming up. So hoping to camel up on water and get moving. Had about a mile or so road walk so far. I think it's one of the forest roads. And I did find water, so that's a big relief. So chore number 1 done. I've only got maybe 3 liters, 2 bottles, and a half a bladder, which holds 2 liters. So may need to pick up some more before I, at the end of this segment here in probably about 2 miles. While I was at camp last night, I had a little bit of internet access, and I went ahead and made a reservation in Creed. And I'm glad I did, because it was still 4 days out, and could only really find one that was reasonable. Ended up being a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't know what all hotels, motels, things there are in town, but they were not available. And I'm finding that a lot. Arrival would be on a Saturday and a Sunday, so that may be one reason. But I'm finding a lot of times in some of the trail towns, it's just hard to find a room, especially if you don't plan ahead, which for me, it's hard to do because I don't know exactly when I'm going to be there based upon the terrain and things that I'm doing. So for the first time, I went ahead and booked on a Wednesday for a Saturday. So I've got a deadline. I've got to be in Creede on Saturday. Check-in time 4 p.m. And that's based upon an average of about, based on the segments that I have, about 15 miles a day. I think today and maybe tomorrow I can do a little better than that. The one that concerns me more is the segment right before Creede, which is pretty much look like an uphill climb for most of the day. So I'd really like to try to get as many miles in as I can today and tomorrow to kind of cut into that to make it a little bit easier then on that third day or on Saturday. And so I can get into town earlier instead of late at night. So anyway, it's first time I've had a kind of a goal or a set schedule or plan, but finding that I'm pretty much going to have to do that if I want to take it zero and get a hotel accommodation. It's about 11 a.m. and not been too much to show in this segment. There was some, I think most of the climbs were at the very beginning of it. It went up 1,400 and some feet. And other than that, it's been just gradual, kind of up and down, wide, very wide, as you can see, trail. So don't know if this is going to continue all the way to the end or we'll change up into a single track here at some point, but this has been pretty much what the trail looks like so far today. Good afternoon, everyone. It's about 12:20 and just finished a lunch break and getting back on the trail here. Been hiking with a couple other hikers today on this segment. Beth, who I met way back on segment 2 and 3 with her husband. She's actually the one that gave me my trail name, One Sock and Fair Play. And then also another hiker, Nigel, who is, this is his first day back on trail. He came out last year, hiked down to this segment here, and then had to get off trail and go home for something. So he's coming back again and resuming the trail. But it's been, after the first climbs today, it's been relatively easy like this. Road, a lot of, not really road, but a lot of kind of flat, very little up and down. So again, hoping to make some good miles. I think we only have about maybe 5 or 6 miles to the end of this segment. And then depending upon how I feel, that'll be about 17 or so miles today. I'd like to maybe go ahead and continue on into the next one. That'll be that much less I'll have to do over the next couple days. So I'll check in later. Before I forget it, I also have another milestone on the trail today. And that is I am currently at mile 311. So I didn't really pay any attention as to when, but finally crossed that 300 mile mark. And on my way to 350. Just made it to the top of this climb, rewarded with a nice little view, and then just open. Good evening, everyone. It's about 4:30 p.m. and decided to stop a little early today. Got in about, I think 18 miles. I'm not 100% sure. I'll figure it up and let you know whenever I close out, but I am at camp tonight and getting ready to fix dinner. Good evening, everyone. It's about 7 o'clock at night, and I wanted to go ahead and close out Thursday, August the 11th, day 30. So today I completed 4.1 miles of segment 17 and also completed 13.9 miles of segment 18 for a total of 18.1 miles. So right now I have about 26.3 miles remaining to Creede, or a little over 13 miles per day for the next couple days. So tomorrow morning I'll discuss the segment 19, which is a new segment, and all the details associated with it. So have a good evening. Bye-bye.